Hey everyone, welcome to this video. If you're new here, I'm Naushad, a third-year med student here in Chicago. This video is about 2025 review. Everything has changed a lot. Finally here in the US after a very long break and gap, something that I've not talked about yet on the channel. But well, we are here finally in third year. So it's been a big change over the last few years, plus the last 4 months since I've moved here and started my clinical rotations. It's been a big change, a new country. I have been thinking of coming here for the last 7 years or so. That's a metro train. By the way, love is here. The train is there. This is love. Love, hi. Okay, let's get back. I just wanted to share things I've learned, things that happened in the last year, because this has been a life-changing year. I'm 25 years old right now. It's 2024 and 25 is about to be in 2 days. Today is the 30th of December 2024. Let's start with the setback, which I have really not talked about in detail, just an overview. So I had to kind of take about a 2-year break between med school because of things happening around. One of the things was my visa issue. It was hard to get a US visa. My visa got rejected for the first time. Actually 2 times, I got it in the 3rd time. Then with med school, I had issues with my med school, and with the accreditation and everything, I had to kind of change the med school I was in. So I transferred to another med school. Well, I'm very grateful at the med school that I am in right now. I love it. It's amazing. They're really supportive. They make you do a lot of work, but it's still good. I mean, I got to be a doctor, so I got to work on it, right? So the other issue that was about the finances, which is like med school is crazy expensive. And I think it's like not just me. As far as I know, like most other med students who are around, probably like 70%, as far as I know, or like 60-70% are on some type of med school loan, are on some type of loan, or are kind of struggling financially, which most people are in some way in med school. And I too had that issue with getting here. That was a big hurdle. Even after I got my visa, I had to wait around like 8 to 9 or 10 months to actually be here, arrange the finances somehow. So the finances somehow got arranged. So this was one issue. Like, just getting here has been a very big hurdle for me. One with the visa, and then with the finances, it's been really hard. So I'm just grateful to the universe and everyone who has helped along on the way for me to be here. It's a lot of people, a lot of friends, med school, teachers from my previous med school, everyone really helped me out in whatever way they could so that I could be here. So I just wanted to be like thankful to everyone. There's a lot to be grateful for, so thank you everyone who made this possible. There were like literally nights, days where I was like crying, and I was just like, I was not sure if I would be able to continue med school and, you know, be here and finish my MD. So I'm just grateful that things worked out. I'm grateful that my parents really supported me, my relatives, my friends who supported me during this time. Love and Ritesh, these are my med school friends. They still supported me when I was back home. So I'm just grateful that I am here and I could get back into med school. This is something, this has been the goal, and the 2 years that I was stuck home, I just really wanted to get back to med school, and I'm just grateful that somehow everything worked out and I'm back, and I'm doing my best to, you know, just smash those exams, do as well as I can on my clinicals, and be the best doctor I possibly can. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is time. So I was home for a little more than 2 years. That's been a gap period in my education, but I think these 2 years kind of taught me the most. I hope it's not too distracting. There's a helicopter. So, break. Okay, so there's like 2 ways of seeing the 2 years of gap that I had in my med school. I mean, one way is that to see it like I lost 2 years of my life, and average life is like, let's say 80 years. That's like a high estimate. I kind of lost, like, if you say 80 years, I lost like 2 years, which is a significant amount. But I really didn't look at it that way, because the amount of things I've learned apart from med school, like, although I was home, the struggles that I had, like, there were like some real big struggles which I'm not yet comfortable sharing, but there was struggles with finances, there were struggles with getting back to med school, There was just stress all over here and there. But I think these 2 years have really taught me some lessons for life, which probably would have taken me probably like 20 years to learn if I was just, going the normal, like a normal path where everything was there, like everything was going normally. So, well, although it's been a big setback that, oh my god, I'm like 2 years behind in life, but I really don't see it that way. I feel like I'm like 10 years ahead in a way, because the things I've learned, the lessons learned from this gap, struggling the way through, learning how things work here and there were a lot of issues. So in all that, I've learned a lot, and that has kind of really prepared me for the future in a good way. Okay, so this video is like not really structured. It's just things that I want to talk about, that I learned and that I feel I would like to share, and I'm pretty sure these things would kind of help you in some way. So if you see the situation that happened, like I had to kind of wait in between, take a gap of 2 years. It was not voluntary, it was just involuntary because of the visa issue, first of all, and when the visa was ready, I had to kind of wait because of my finances. So yeah, what this taught me is, like, if you really want something, you just have to stick to it. You have to keep working towards it. Don't lose hope. I know there's sometimes that delusional thing, because when I was back home for 2 years, like a lot of people that I really looked up to, a lot of people I really admired and thought are like thinking the best for me, probably they were, I don't know, but some were like very against me continuing med school. They were like, what are you doing with your life? You're like 25. They would compare me with others, like others from my family, other people around, that you're like 25, you're not earning. I mean, I personally did feel bad. That I'm not earning at 25, and like they were like, they're getting married and stuff, and what are you doing with your life? And I'm like, hey, I'm studying as much as I can. I'm doing my best. There are these hurdles that I'm like trying to overcome. At that time, all these people were like against in a way, and it was like they were probably thinking the best for me, but the problem in the situation was that I just was too like really adamant and too like focused, and I just was sure that I just want to do this. I know it was like a big, it could be seen as a mistake. I don't think so it was a mistake, because hey, look, I'm here back in med school in third year now, and I love it. I mean, just today I went to my pediatrics clinic because the doctor needed help, and the first patient that we saw, the patient had autism, and he was kind of crying and shouting, and I just went in the room. I tried to talk to him, and within a minute he came and hugged me. I mean, he was just happy talking to me. It's just about like how good I felt that, hey, I'm back in med school, and it's just those things that make me believe that I did wait for 2 years, but it was worth it, and I'm at the right place right now. So the thing about time is, it can be looked as 2 years wasted, but I don't really see that. If you really want something, you have to stay put on your ground. No matter what the world says, you have to believe in yourself that you can do it, and things will eventually work out. Then I want to talk about the law of attraction. I know people are going to be ew or whatever, I don't know, like people, there are two views on this. Some people are like, oh yeah, they know about this. Some people, they might know about this, or they would be like, what is the hell? Like, I could say that, hey, that's Willis Star. I just want like a house. I just want to own like a whole floor of a high rise here, probably in like 8 to 10 years. And yeah, you're like delusional or something, and you would be like, oh, you couldn't just say it and it happens. But there are some things in the last 2 years that have really worked out, which I didn't think would work out. I mean, like, people won't think would work out, but I used to just affirm to. I used to have my affirmations. There's a movie called The Secret. If you watch that movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like, literally, I wanted a cycle for real. I wanted a cycle, but I was like not planning on spending too much on that. And then it just turned out the apartment we were living in, someone was leaving and they left a cycle, and they were like, you could just have it. They left it in the basement, and we asked, and yeah, you could just have the cycle. You don't have to pay anything. So that's how we got the first cycle. We did buy our second cycle, but the first cycle was like, I wanted one cycle. I just thought about it, somehow worked out. So there's this law of attraction. What you really want, you just really have to believe in yourself. You just have to know that things will work out. It's not just the cycle. I think me just standing here in Chicago today, in USA is a big thing about that, because my visa got rejected twice. I didn't have the finances initially. Things were not working out. It was hard to believe. People were like, you weren't gonna make it and stuff. But I knew that, hey, I don't know how, but somehow it's gonna work out. There were a lot of hurdles, but it worked out. So you have to believe, keep working on it. The hospital that I am right now, I knew this hospital was affiliated with the universities that do rotations here. So what I did was I put a picture of that beside my bed. You won't see it in any of my videos because it's kind of behind the curtain, and behind the pillow. It's not visible to anyone in my videos before back home in India. It's still there actually. And I just used to dream that, hey, I'll be here, I'll go there, like for the last 2 years. And looking at it, you know, just thinking about it and just doing as good as I could. I study as well as I could. I'm here today. I'm doing the rotation at that very hospital now. So, you know, it works. You just have to believe in it. Look, he's laughing. That's what I was talking about. People won't believe in it. I mean, people laugh, but it works somehow. Things work. I mean, for me, I believe in it, and things have worked out for me. So I don't know, things work out for me that way. The next thing I want to talk about is people. So this is about family, friends, and other things. First thing is friends that I want to talk about, since you just saw love around. So I don't know, I mean, I'm just lucky how I got these guys, because love, you should just go. You're making me uncomfortable talking here, because he's gonna be laughing behind the camera. It's hard for me to talk that way. Okay, you'll be behind me. Okay, now that's love, by the way. So it's about him, it's about Ritesh. These are two people who supported me in the worst of my time. I mean, sometimes I mean, no matter how positive you are, sometimes things are just so hard that you kind of lose track and you're not sure if things will work out. There were nights when, you know, I was just like lost. I would be like almost crying. And I remember even like just probably 6 months ago, I mean, finances were just not working out. I had the visa, but finances were not working out. And there was this day when I was on a video call with love, and I don't know, I started crying. And we know how difficult all of us it's financially to be in med school, and kind of they know everything about how hard it is financially. So I was just like not finding a way to get here, and just figuring the finances out and finding a med school to shift to, transfer to, all that was very stressful. And we just ended up crying. I'm so lucky that I'm here, and more than that, I'm just really lucky, apart from everything, that I got these friends in med school. We didn't start on a good note actually. I mean, we were fighting for a room back in the island, like back on the island, we were fighting for a room. I wouldn't give them a room they wanted. They both were living together and I was in a different room. But it started on a bad note, but I don't know, it somehow worked out. I troubled them a lot still. But I'm just lucky to have these, because they have supported me in the worst of my times when no one would. And on the same note, I want to talk about other friends. I mean, there are some friends who have been friends since med school, and like for the past 5 years, and other friends, like 2 more friends that I'm not taking the names because it doesn't matter. They are a picture of their life now. I have really cared for them, they have cared for me, but I don't know, somehow things went off like without notice and things didn't work out. And I don't know, so what I learned about this is, you know, the friends that are there to stay will stay. You have to give your best for them. You have to, I mean, just be grateful and be the best person you can. I trouble them at home still because Ritesh is here too now. He's here to studying for his step 3 exam. Love is doing rotations with me right now. So we 3 are back at the same home, and so like we 3 are like at the same place. We're living together back in med school. Ritesh is a doctor now. Love and me had a little gap in between because of the university change and everything issue. Ritesh just went all at once and he's a doctor now. But all that I'm really grateful for is that I'm back in med school and I'm back with my best friends. And I really hope that these friends are like, they are my best friends, they are for life. But I mean, it just stays this way. I'm just so grateful for them because They just support me in everything. They do oppose me sometimes, wasting my time on, I don't know, YouTube and stuff, which is for my best. I mean, it's just like, if you have those friends in life, so if you find your friends for life, don't lose them. I'm probably the best thing I have in life right now. One of the best thing is my friends. So yeah, and at the same time, there are some friendships that you give all your heart into, put your all heart in those friendships. You try your best, you do your best for them. Somehow there are misunderstandings, somehow some things don't work out, and you kind of just have to let those friendships go. Like, this is about like one friend who was a friend for like 5 years, and then all of a sudden things just went off. I don't know why, but things just go off. It's fine. Everyone's different, and there's a different way everyone thinks, and things happen for a reason. So it's like, you know, some friends are for a reason, some are for a season, some are for life. So it's fine. I mean, and then I have like my school friends who have like I've grown up with. They know you the best. So friendships is something you really should look up to, because I don't know if I would have really been that happy, because the first thing when I reached US, I mean, I sent a selfie to Love and Ritesh and like bit of bright smile that, guys, we are here. So if I didn't have those friends, of course I have my parents that I send the same picture to, but you know, it just having those friends who really care for you, who are really for you, just sharing your achievements as well as your fallbacks or failures, that kind of makes everything more meaningful. So it's those relationships. This is love. Ritesh will put a picture here. He's home.
I was fighting with me since last 2 days.
So yes, I was fighting, but that's what friends do. They fight, they get together, they fight, they get together, right? Friends fight. The next thing I want to talk about is family and relationships. So about family, this is something that I mean, I have a very big family in a way, but I kind of try to not really, I'm like a social person, but I'm like not really too much into meeting all my families, extended families. But family is something that really stands for you when, you know, everything is falling apart. Because one of the reasons I'm here is because of my family, my relatives who really helped me out in all the ways that were possible that I could be here. So yeah, I mean, I personally never used to meet my relatives that much and all, but some relatives really helped me out. But yeah, just make sure that you understand who is really rooting for you and who is not. So the next thing I want to talk about is money. Money. I mean, it's weird because there's things money can do, but like if I think back the last 2 years, if I had like money, like the money to get started with med school ASAP, I wouldn't have had to take the longer break, right? So I mean, money is important, but you have to be aware how much is important, and you're not like wasting your like sanity on it. I don't know, like love is looking at me because yeah, I think too much about money, going out, eating out. Sorry, love. Okay, it's just that money is like weird because I was really struggling to be financially able to get here and start back with med school. And I mean, it's just interesting, but I know that it's hard, but in some years it's not gonna be that big deal because I'm gonna be a doctor and everything's gonna work out. Next thing is setting boundaries. So one thing that I was not good at and that I tried to get better at lately is being able to set proper boundaries. I mean, like YouTube or just being available for everyone all the time, I would end up being too exhausted and not studying. Okay, so it's about making sure you set your boundaries where you're available, because I mean, especially now that time is crazy. Have reminders and make sure you put your time into use wisely, have reminders and stuff. I don't know if this video is going anywhere because I have like not planned it and I'm just talking about things. Okay, another important thing that I want to talk about at this stage of my life is dating. So forever I have been kind of, you know, restricting myself. Until I was in the Caribbean, I had this like, I'm not gonna date yet because I'm not ready. And I had this in mind that I'll start dating as soon as I'm done with my Caribbean, like half of med school. So yeah, definitely I have been thinking about dating. But I mean, it's just, I mean, I'm looking for the right person, haven't found the right person yet. to be honest, I did go on dating apps, did found some matches, not a lot to be honest, because it's just hard. It's like bit superficial. I did find some matches, some I might want to meet and stuff, but I don't know, it's just hard to gauge people and then end up making it a date. I mean, I didn't go on a date yet, so I've never been on a proper date yet, so that's a thing for later. I've met a few people here and there, going out, meeting people, but I haven't found the right person yet. And for now, you know, like thinking about it for the last 2-3 weeks, I've realized I don't have to like worry too much about it. The right person, I'll find the right person at the right time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe a few months, a year, I don't know how long. But I was just getting a little distracted initially, so yeah, I'm not working on any, like I'm not worrying about any dating app now. I'm just gonna meet people organically as much as I could. I already go for runs and stuff, I go for swim, so I might find the right person maybe at the hospital, I don't know, but I'm not like really worried about it. Of course, I definitely want to find the right person as soon as possible, so that, you know, you can get to know them and not marry right now. I don't think I'm ready to marry, because another thing with dating right now for me is that I don't earn. I cannot financially support myself to take someone on date, and I can't be asking my parents for extra money just so that I can take someone on dates. I mean, if you ask my friends Love and Ritesh, I'm just like hardly we eat like once a week or once in 2 weeks outside, and that also I'm like pulling them to like cheaper places, not super expensive ones. So right now it's just about kind of waiting and things will fall into place. Another thing that I want to talk about is I mean, thinking about my future. I'm in my 20s, and it's just like kind of the uncertain years of your life. I am very happy that I'm in Chicago, I'm in USA, the place I've always wanted to be, but at the same time thinking about future, where I want to be. Then another big question that has been wandering my mind, and people have just started asking me so much, is what specialty of medicine do you want to take? I honestly don't know yet. I really am inclined towards like something surgical, but at the same time I'm inclined towards things like but at the same time I really want to have like a work-life balance, because I mean, I really value being able to make these videos, being able to go for runs, being able to spend time with friends and family, being able to swim, being creative, you know. And I mean, I just really want to have a work-life balance. Speeds, which was, I loved it. I mean, I'm very good with kids, I could say that. Most kids, some are like hard to manage, but most kids I'm good with. I enjoyed that. Internal medicine, which I'm doing now, I enjoy it too. It's very vast. It scares me though, because it's very vast. But if I want to go into like something like cardio or something, then I'll have to look about internal medicine. So I really don't know. I mean, I've had thoughts about emergency medicine. I think that could be fun, but then the work hours and everything. I think about psychiatry being a good option, but it's just like not super clinical, I think. But I don't know yet. I haven't done these rotations, so I don't know. So the answer is like I have the next year to figure it out, so that I can start preparing my applications directed towards that goal. Then moving ahead, like there are a lot of questions. Like another thing is like about finding the partner was like, one of my friend is getting married like within a month now, like probably like just 2 weeks. One of my friends is getting married, and she's the first of our group, and she's getting married. I feel really sad that I can't be there for her back in India. But it's just amazing. We have grown up together, and one of us is getting married, and yeah, it's like crazy. A lot of people's in my like the people who I've known growing up from school are starting to getting married and like serious relationships. So yeah, I think I'm not ready yet, or maybe I am. It's just like I've not found the right person, so I'm not worrying about it. And overall about life, it's just like a crazy time where things are like, you're still learning, you're still experiencing stuff, you're still exploring cities, you're still learning so much new and everything new. So I mean, I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to, you know, become the best person I can, and, you know, have a good life ahead. But yeah, there are a lot of things that I have not talked about in this video, which I mean, I'm like a lot of things that you have known for the first time about my struggle and stuff, which I have like not explained in detail, but those were the issues. I couldn't get back to med school for like more than 2 years. but gradually I'm figuring things off, and you'll get to know about them when I make more videos. But next year I want to be looking back at this video and hopefully see that I've grown up in a lot of ways. Hopefully probably have a date. Hopefully love will be doctor by then, and yeah, a lot of things will change. Okay, the whole reason of making this video is just having like a look at all the changes that I've had in the last year, or I should say like last 3 years, and that finally I'm here. And I want to make this a practice that I make one such video every year where I tell about the changes and learnings that I've had in the last year. This video is not the best, I know, because I really didn't plan it. I just wrote some points out and I'm just talking about it. But next year would be better, and everything would have been much better by next year. I would have finished my main exams hopefully, and everything would be like, I would know what specialty I want. A lot of things would be clear. So yeah, that's about this video. I really am grateful for, first of all, my relationships, my friends, my parents, and the people who really support me and help me get here. Those are you too, because this YouTube channel has really changed my life, and it has really helped me out in a lot of ways. So thank you for being there, and thank you for all the people in my life who are there. And if not for you guys, if not for my family, not for my friends, not for my supportive relatives, I wouldn't be here. So thank you everyone for making this possible. I'm grateful that I'm here in Chicago. I'm grateful that I have friends to live with. I'm grateful that I can eat. I'm grateful that I'm back in med school. I'm just grateful to be here and alive, and just trying to become the best version of me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you got something out of this. It's just like kind of a self journal that I wanted to share, being at this nice place. This is Chinatown Garden, right, love?
Tom Memorial Park.
This is Pink Tom Memorial Park in Chicago. It has a lovely view of the skyline and that bridge. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, let me know what you would like to see videos on in the future, and see you in the next one. Okay guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.